If there's one question I get asked more than any other here at Roots Haven Grounds, it's this: what is the fastest way to boost vegetable growth without chemicals? Gardeners are tired of doing everything right and still seeing slow growth, pale leaves, or disappointing harvests. The good news is that plants don't always need more fertilizer, more effort, or more money. Sometimes they just need the right kind of water, delivered at the right moment. Today I want to share a simple, powerful watering method I use in my own garden that causes vegetables to respond almost immediately. Leaves deepen in color, growth accelerates, flowers set stronger, and yields often double or even triple over the season. This is not hype, and it's not magic. It's biology working exactly the way nature intended. Why plain water is not enough anymore. The simple recipe I use at Roots Haven Grounds is really all about keeping things easy and, consistent. You don't need any fancy equipment or rare ingredients for this to work well. Start with a bucket of non-chlorinated water. If you're using tap water, just let it sit out for 12 to 24 hours so the chlorine can evaporate. Chlorine actually kills microbes, and we want them alive and thriving. Then, add a shovelful of finished compost or worm castings. This is your microbial inoculant. The darker and earthier it smells, the better, honestly. Next, add a small amount of natural microbial food. I prefer unsulfured molasses because it feeds bacteria quickly, but raw honey, mashed ripe bananas, or soaked rice water also work really well. Now stir the mixture vigorously for a few minutes. If you can, stir it several times over an hour or two. You're oxygenating the water and encouraging those microbes to multiply. Use it immediately. This is living biology, not something meant to sit on a shelf. How and when you apply, it makes all the difference, honestly. Timing matters more than quantity. I apply this growth water early in the morning or late in the afternoon when soil life is most active and UV exposure is low. Water directly at the base of the plant. You really want this solution soaking into the root zone, not just splashed on the leaves. One deep watering is enough. This isn't something you need to repeat every week. I typically use this once at transplanting, and once again when plants begin flowering. For heavy feeders like tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and squash, that single watering can change the entire season. Leafy greens respond almost instantly. Within days, you'll notice leaves growing larger, darker, and more tender. So why do yields increase so dramatically? Well, when soil life is active, plants don't waste energy searching for nutrients. Instead, they can focus on growth, flowering, and fruit production. Strong microbial activity also improves soil structure, which means better water retention and better oxygen flow to roots. This results in fewer stressed plants. And, stressed plants produce fewer flowers and smaller fruits. Healthy plants do the opposite. Another overlooked benefit is disease resistance. Beneficial microbes outcompete harmful pathogens. Plants grown in living soil simply get sick less often, which directly impacts yield and quality. Common mistakes to avoid. One of the biggest mistakes gardeners make is using unfinished compost. If it smells sour or rotten, it's not ready. That can introduce harmful bacteria instead of beneficial ones. Another mistake is overdoing the sugar source. More is not better. Too much molasses can cause microbial imbalance and even rob oxygen from the soil. Finally, don't apply this to dry, lifeless soil and expect miracles. Soil should be slightly moist before application so microbes can move and colonize effectively. This works for beginners and experienced gardeners alike. If you're new to gardening, this method gives you a massive advantage. It builds soil health from day one and reduces the need for constant feeding and troubleshooting. If you're experienced, this takes your existing garden to the next level. Many gardeners are shocked to see how much yield potential was already there, just locked away. This is an evergreen technique. It works in raised beds, containers, in-ground gardens, and even indoor grows. It adapts to your environment rather than fighting it. 2. Unwatering, long-term benefits. What I love most about this approach is that it keeps working long after the watering can is empty. Microbes multiply, soil improves, and each season becomes easier than the last. You are not just growing vegetables. You are building a living system that supports itself. That's the kind of gardening we focus on here at Roots Haven Grounds. Simple methods, real results, no shortcuts that harm the soil. Final thoughts from my garden to yours. If you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Plants don't need more inputs, they need better biology. One watering with a living, microbe-rich solution can transform your garden faster than most people believe. Try it once, observe closely. Your plants will tell you everything you need to know. If you found this article helpful, make sure to subscribe to the Roots Haven Grounds YouTube channel, share this with a fellow gardener, and help spread the knowledge that healthy soil grows unstoppable food.